Today's going to be a rest day. I'm trying to rest my feet. Got an ice bag below me. There's a little trick to these. I don't know if they do this on purpose, but if you're thinking about traveling and you're looking to learn some skills before you do so, you know, if you're deciding to, like, if you're going to backpack, you're going to join me, or you're, you know, just practicing your skill set, whatever. A lot of the best ones are simple. This one, I have the bluish gray bag that's a trash bag, and inside of that is just a regular old bag of ice. You'll notice with the bags of ice that they could put them in thicker bags and let the water actually accumulate, but they don't. The water drips right through. However, in my opinion, I suspect that might be a good way to filter water from a stream. Meaning, if you want all the dirt, if there's anything in it, like whether it's not algae, it might actually help with that too, but I still wouldn't drink it if it was algae. Blue algae especially, don't touch anything with that in it. So if the water's dirty, but you suspect that you might be able to, like, at least get away with boiling it, as long as there's no other contaminants in the area, like, you know, nobody dumping oil, or, you know, there's no boats in that water with gasoline engines and things like that. And also there's other toxins, like things that are poisonous to the human body. Boiling will not solve that issue, so keep that in mind. But you can take just a regular bag of ice, and you can use that bag to filter water. And the water will actually fall right through it, just like it does when the ice melts. So there's a honeybee on the bag now. So I got inside this blue bag is the bag of ice, and that's melted. I'm using that to rest my feet because I've been walking for days with my gear. The other thing is the way that they make shoes. These are all wrong. This is another scam. The bees landing on my phone. I used to be terrified of bees. Now they don't bother me. Not really. These have been all right. These have been pretty good for all the walking I've been doing. So these are cheap from Walmart. They're still breathable, fairly breathable. They're waterproof. You can slip them on, slip them off. This is what I prefer. I put some running shoes on the other day, which I had to eventually ditch those, and those were like super light after wearing those. And I've had heavier boots than that. I've trained in like snow boots and things like that. Something I would highly recommend doing actually is training in heavy boots for a while, especially if you're not on the road yet, and get used to running and jogging and sprinting in those. And especially walking, and then eventually you're going to like lighter footwear later, or no footwear at all. So the reason I say that that's a scam is because if you look at my feet, which probably look nasty, they look tiny for some reason because of the way that the camera filter is. They're a lot larger than this from where I'm standing, but looks like I have like little kids' feet. So your feet are supposed to be like about like this for balance. All right, I know some people hate looking at people's feet. I know other people love it. That's a joke, kind of. So you see how my feet are all fucked up? Yours probably are too. You know why that is? Because they squeeze your friggin' toes together with almost all the shoes and boots they make. So go like this when you're able to rest at night, or put, like, you could take leaves, you could take, you know, cotton balls, whatever. And the reason I think they do this, I've never had a pedicure, but you basically just go like this, and this also strengthens the knuckles of your toes. I've been walking for many days, many miles, so forgive me, my feet probably look nasty. So you're going like this and you're spreading out your toes, and it's going to hurt a little bit, but you just sit through the pain for a while. I'm also using this because this has ice in it. So then I put my feet up here. This is for rest days. So other than that, when you're walking, try to go like this while you're taking steps, and walk mostly on the ball of your foot. Right, so you're walking with your heel up, and you're really getting a good calf workout while you're doing all of your walking. Also try to spread your toes out as much as you can. So step more like this. And keep that in mind throughout the day to get a workout in. Because basically this, like many things in this place, this involves undoing the damage that this place has done to us all. Again, the entire auto industry, scam, top to bottom. The whole damn thing. You are not supposed to be stranded because you ran out of fucking gasoline. They've always been wrong for doing that, and also shutting down other people who tried to invent really great ideas that would have worked really well. If you go out, all it takes is just in general, just observing society, but especially when you're walking all the time and you really see what this all is. Right now, I'm in a quiet spot sitting at a train station, but like, you see that people are just whizzing by. Everybody's using their cars just to go like fucking not even a minute down the street to the convenience store to get a drink and then drive back home. That's fucking ridiculous. Walk. Like, seriously, think about how stupid this is. We literally live in idiot land. And not only that, but the fumes are toxic. They literally destroy the environment over time. People drive by, they just litter constantly. They use their vehicles for everything. It atrophies your muscles. I know people think that they can go to the gym for an hour or so, or even, even 2 hours, and, pump some dumbbells or barbells or whatever and get really friggin' strong. It's actually not true. To be really like warrior strong, and especially roadworthy strong and freedom strong, you got to work out just about all day, every day. There are rest days, though. But that's the real truth behind it. And you got to fast a lot. And when it's time to rest and time to eat, you got to eat a lot. You got to eat the right things. Personally, I think coconut milk is great for that. Some fish, coconuts and fish, that's a thing of the past that is proven throughout time to work. What else? There's many other things, but make sure you're getting electrolytes and vitamins. I don't like telling people what to put in their bodies. And I don't like to be told what to put in mine because, like, honestly, I'm doing just fine with what I'm doing. I can survive on very little. You're going to get way stronger just carrying your bag, even if it's just for a few hours each day. You're going to get way stronger doing all the things that you have to do in order to really make it out there on the road. If you say you want freedom, just like any of our supposed forefathers did, what did they do? They fought for it. They fought for it. They showed up and they continued to work really, really, really damn hard until they had what, at least at the time, sufficed for is freedom. Look at how many sessions there were in Congress. And I'm not saying that that's the way. I don't believe it is. Maybe someday it might be. Like a real Congress, like a real, I don't even want to call it a court hearing, but basically like a real judgment made on this world and all of its systems. Like that would maybe one day happen. But in the meantime, it's up to us because you always get what you accept. And everybody always says, like somebody just said to me, you got to stop thinking that you can change the world and stuff. You're so hard-headed. And they were being like, it's kind of half and half. I know they weren't trying to be mean, but that was their opinion. And I'm not even going to say who it was, but it was like, listen, everybody thinks like that just about. Everybody says that, oh, well, there's nothing I can do. And because every person says that, nobody does anything about it. So do the math on that. If every single individual person were to take, it does take a lot of time. Even with what I'm doing right now, I had to prepare for many, many years in advance. And it's still hard. I'm not talking about sitting outside, not making fun of anybody, because I see people like this all the time, holding up a cardboard sign begging for money. I understand people do what they got to do, but this isn't that. This is almost constant work, constant movement. I have a mission. My main mission is actually for Anarchist Black Cross, and to get justice for real prisoners, people going through things that make a regular difficult jail or prison look like a stay at a hotel, like a 5-star friggin' hotel. That's my goal. I could definitely use the help, whether you're in a vehicle or not, distributing drawings. If you want to help pay for some copies, just see the video titled Anarchist Black Cross to distribute those drawings. I have to pay for this stuff while I'm on the road, trying to still afford food, trying to make sure I get what I need in water every day to keep my body going, carrying weight on my back and in my hands literally all fucking day. Not to be mean. You don't want to help? Don't help. All I'm saying is that any help is deeply and greatly appreciated. I'm sitting here today and I literally have to rest my feet because this has been... I also did another backpacking trip as a trial little practice run that I didn't really tell many people about before this to make sure I was ready. Sleeping outside, walking with nothing but your bags and, walking at night, stuff like that. And it was tough. Even with all I did to prepare, it was still difficult. It still pushed me to the max. And had I not done everything that I did before it, I would have been totally screwed. So this is my main message right now, is telling people, you want to help out. The best way that you can do that from home is to donate. Derek DiCarlo 1 is in just the number 1, and that's on PayPal. I'll link it in the description. I'll link it in the comments. That gets me basic, and I mean very, very basic, bare bones necessities. There's no greed happening. This is always about going with less, not acquiring more. Because when you're moving, you don't have time for that shit. This is about doing the right thing. And mainly your donations are also going to go towards making more photocopies of the situation with the 2 prisoners. And there's many more prisoners than that. And that's who I'm out trying to get justice for. That's my mission. I'll walk and I'll keep walking, and I'll sleep on the friggin' street if I have to. Anyone that's got a problem with that, I know you don't have a heart. And I know that. Absolutely know that, because anything you would have to say against somebody who's doing everything that they can and basically has nothing besides their supplies and a few really great friends that actually do care to try to help out when they can. But ask yourself the question, if my decisions affect the whole world, then what am I doing? If everyone were exactly like me, what kind of world would it be? Think about it, and things will start to make a lot more sense. We could all fix this. We could all walk out of here. We could all get home safely as a group, I think. But the problem is people aren't willing to, and they're also not able because they're not willing. You have to be both willing and able. That's the key. Those are the keys, willing and able. And a lot of it, if you have those 2 things, the rest will show up. But in order to make yourself able, you have to be willing. And when you're willing, the requirements to become able can be very, very difficult, especially for a while, especially at the start. And then you start to know what to do. The best thing I can recommend to anybody is walk, and walk a whole heck of a lot. You got to be able to walk. If you're also, I'll say, crazy enough in a good way to come down here and actually meet up, and you're going to take this journey on foot, even if it's just to walk with me for a while. And then you're going to go back to your car. I mean, help is help. I'm not going to reject you. If we don't get along, and I don't think we would make good travel companions, it is what it is. But the requirements for that, to be ready, are going to be, you have to make sure that you can walk and carry all of your provisions in a bag for days. And hope that there's opportunities for rest days. There should be, at least for a while, until shit really hits the fan, which it will. And then rest days become rare. And to those who didn't prepare, not trying to be poetic, they're going to be screwed. Effing fucked. And that's not a joke. Don't be that person. What have you got to lose? Ask yourself this. Is there anything here that's worth, well, lack of freedom to you? How could anything at all really be worth lack of freedom and lack of love in our lives? Lack of true connection. Does everyone really want to spend, and I'm not accusing you, but asking the question, do you really want to spend the rest of this experience and beyond? Because what we get now, we get eternally. What we put up with now, we put up with eternally. And that is the eternal truth. You really want to do this forever? Everybody locked inside, trying to preserve their decaying meat suits, riddled with bugs, riddled with problems, talking online in chat groups? Or do you want to have some real fucking friends again and have some real fun again and actually live a real worthy existence again? That's the real question. Because what else is it about? What more can you do? If I were to look back at my life, and you should be asking yourself the same question, I don't think I wanted freedom. I know I wanted freedom. And I proved it with my life. I didn't just say it. I didn't talk to people online. I made probably over hundreds of videos now, or at least over 100. Oh yeah, well over 100. Visit Masters of Yore. The main picture for right now is a temple. And you'll see the videos, you'll know it's me, if you know me at all. If you want skill teaching videos, if you want to prepare for the road and you actually have a heart for the truth and you're like, I'm done with this shit, or at least I'm gonna be. I don't know how much time we have, but the best time to start is, well, it was years ago, but the second best time would be now. Knowing some self-defense and being very physically fit and capable is a requirement for the road. Everyone needs to be. No one has an excuse unless you're completely disabled. And then you're going to need physically fit people to carry you. That's why we all have to be this way. You got to know how to pack a bag and know what you're doing. But you know what? Start with your daily necessities. Add up everything. I would recommend to anybody, hey, what can I do? What can I do? Learn how to walk 8 hours a day. Then learn how to walk 8 hours a day with a backpack. And build up to that. It takes a while. Learn how to jog for many, many miles without getting winded. And then learn how to jog for many, many miles with your gear. It's no joke. The military, real militaries do what they do for a reason. You got to be so efficient. And yes, the learning season is now, so take it while it's there, because when shit really hits the fan, that's the real test. And yes, that's training as well, but that's when you need everything that you did. So take it seriously. Please. If you're thinking about it at all, take it seriously. Don't wait. I would recommend writing down a list every day, just everything that you need. Everything that you use that day, and do that for a few days at least to a week if you can, if you're having trouble wondering what you need. And then think about each item and think about how you can get it smaller, lighter, and more compacted, and to the point where it all fits into one backpack, if you can get away with it. And definitely take extra bags with you in that backpack, even a smaller spare backpack rolled up inside of the backpack. That's another piece of advice. And this would actually work out really well if we did have a group of people who are ready, willing, and able. And it is so much easier like that than it is alone. But if everybody can do it alone to start, then you can do it with a group. And it will be a heck of a lot easier when you have a group of solid friends who are actually like family. This was how the Israelites had their exodus from Egypt. If you believe that story, I don't think it was written for no reason. There's been many other stories like that. There's been other Native American stories where the people, they had to constantly travel, and then they made settlements. If they got attacked, they had to be ready to leave at any time. Obviously, people had their villages burned. There was wars, battles. What worked then will work now. This is why they got us into their prison systems, gave us their fake bullshit lie of an education, gave us their scam cars, their scam trucks, their scam bucks. And they wanted us driving around all day because the exponential benefit that is going to happen from people who took their health and fitness truly seriously and became warriors is going to be so massive and so divine, you have no idea how powerful and strong you're going to be when you need it. What you do in this body matters. They call it eternity for a reason, because you earn it. Why? Because that's the truth. When you earn things, it becomes the truth, when you truly earn it. So take it seriously is all I'm saying. You can do it. I don't care who you are. I don't have time for excuses. I had many of them. We all do. You can do it. You can do it. Have faith in yourself. If there's anything to have faith in. Peace.